Hey everyone, some big news has come out of Skillz recently, and in this video I wanted to cover those two big news items from Skillz and what it could mean from Skillz stock investors. So let's get right into it, starting with the 1-for-20 reverse stock split the company announced on June 22nd. The reverse stock split, which was authorized by shareholders, was intended to return Skillz to compliance with the New York Stock Exchange listing standards. Of course, Skillz stock was trading at less than $1 per share for a long time, and in order to comply with the New York Stock Exchange, your shares have to trade at higher than $1. And so when you do a reverse stock split, it raises the per share price of the stock, but it does not change anything about ownership. Meaning, if you owned 0.1% of Skillz company before the split, you will own 0.1% after the split. Nothing changes. You just get a bigger slice. Imagine a pizza, right? Imagine a pizza. It's like going from having 20 smaller slices of pizza to having one big giant slice of pizza. That's all stock splits and reverse stock splits are. It takes the same amount of pizza and slices and dices it into different pieces. Those are what stock splits do. Doesn't change anything about profitability, about ownership percentages. It just chops it up in different pieces, skinnier pieces or bigger pieces. That's all. So keep note of that. The next big news I wanted to talk about what came from Skillz on June 6th, which was it purchased new headquarters in Las Vegas. The new office building in Las Vegas is a 36,000 square foot property overlooking the famous Las Vegas Strip. Of course, Skillz is in the middle between a gambling company and a gaming company, right? Because the games on its platform are based on skill. It's not regulated as a gambling company. So it's interesting that with this move, they're going closer to the gambling side. That's an interesting move, but I'm not a fan of using the precious capital that they have in purchasing a building. Now, I will note something good that Skillz has done recently with their capital is they've slashed their sales and marketing budget. You see here, what I have here is the sales and general expense quarterly, most of this being advertising, was absolutely surging to over $200 million in a quarter. They finally started slashing that budget after quarter of management promising that they're going to do it, and they didn't do it. They finally did it now, lowering their quarterly expense to 62.99 million. And it looks like I was hoping they would use that money that they're saving from marketing to maybe invest in the creation of some popular game, of some game that can attract people to its platform, to generate revenue, to generate hype, to generate interest. Instead, management chose to use that money to buy a new headquarter building. Again, I question the use of capital by this management team. I question their ability to take money and use it in a way that brings shareholders value. I question that from them because they haven't done that yet. They keep taking money from shareholders and using it in ways that's not adding value to the business. Now, they have, if we look at their cash flow from operations, they've been negative almost throughout their entire existence. Maybe one quarter where they almost made some cash flow from operations. They have made considerable progress, increasing to negative 14.7 million from a bigger loss of 90 million a few quarters ago, and slashing that sales and marketing budget was a big move forward in this regard, although they are still negative and it's uncertain if they will ever be positive in this regard. So the company had, as of its most recent update, $415 million of cash on hand. I don't know how much they spent on that headquarter office building. So it remains to be seen what they have left when they update investors at their next quarterly report. The press release did not mention anything about the price paid for the building, so that's going to be interesting to see. Nevertheless, Skillz stock investors have been disappointed for the longest time. The stock price is down considerably. It's now trading at a forward price to sales of 1.037, which is by no means a buying opportunity. I repeat, by no means a buying opportunity. This company still has a lot to prove before it can be recommended as a stock to buy from me. I need to see management take money, use it effectively. Before I can see that, I can't recommend the stock. Using money to buy a headquarters, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of that move at all. All right, but that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.